And so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. I'm going to do a couple of different shares as we go through. Let's see. Let me bring up my chat box so I can make sure I don't miss anybody. Okay, so can you guys see my screen there? It should be the Zach Taylor website. Give me a thumbs up if you can see my screen.
I can see it.
Okay, cool. So I want to show you guys where to get this information that we're going to be going through today, as well as I will send out the slide deck that I made, and of course the recording so that you guys can go through it later on. You can always text me or email me your questions if you have other questions. But this boot camp is 4 weeks long, all the month of January. Next month in February, we're going to get you started with listing boot camp because we want you guys to be ready for what we consider the selling season. And then that way you're already ahead of the game going into that. So when you're in the Zach Taylor back office website, you're going to log in, and this is what you look at when you first log in. And then when you scroll down to the training button here, then that is when you're going to see the YouTube videos. Those are the public videos. Those are things that are not Zach Taylor Real Estate proprietary information. Those are all the free videos that Zach puts out. This is the one you want to look at. It's called the online training. And when you pop that open, it's going to be our Thinkific page. So did you see me flip over to that screen there when it opened?
Yes.
Okay. So when you scroll down, you can see there's a real estate training course here. And when you click in there, this is what we're looking at. The boot camp starts off with building your business from the ground up, but you guys should have already been working on that when you first got into real estate. I know Zach and Taylor later on this month, they've got a class scheduled to go over more about building your business and setting your goals and all of that good jazz. So be sure to look at the calendar for that schedule. But what we're looking at is going to be this chapter 2, which is the lead gen aspect of it. So you can go down here and watch all these wonderful videos that Zach has put in this. And then when you scroll down even further, you can actually download this whole booklet. And it's a lot of different pages that he puts through, and he did a great job at putting this in there. So be sure to look at that. And then there's also a lead gen challenge. Now, this is a listing lead gen challenge, but you can kind of put the same spin on it when it comes to the buyer's boot camp piece of it too. So that's what we're looking at today is chapter 2. Okay. And so let me go in here and share my next screen. Okay, can you see my slide deck presentation here? Don't
Yeah.
everybody unmute at once. I'm just teasing. But if you do have questions, feel free to unmute and interrupt me anytime. If you want to put it in the chat, I have my chat box open there. I can certainly answer those, or you can text me or email me after the class. And again, this is being recorded, and so you'll get a copy of this in your email as well as the slide deck. And I just showed you where to get the booklet, but I'll also throw that link in there as well. So, all right, so let's get started. So this is our boot camp agenda. And I want to make sure I'm on the right one here. Let me put the right presentation up here. want to be on day 1. Okay. There we go. Okay, so we are going to be trying to find our buyers through different leads and lead gen sources. So what is a lead? A lead is the name of someone and their contact information. That's what a lead is. But when it actually becomes a captured lead is when you have made actual contact with that person. So you want to make sure that you can put them from a lead to a captured lead. And how we do that is we get leads from our sphere, online marketing, networking, open houses, traditional marketing, and working with investors. And we're going to be going through all of these different aspects and more today. And so we want to be able to find the right buyer. And there we go. How we're going to do that is we're going to be doing some prospecting, some lead generation, and we're going to be using all sorts of different terminology that realtors really need to know, but maybe don't know or even know the definitions of. So your sphere of influence, those are your people that are closest to you, whether they be in the mommy and me classes, they're your friends, your family, they're in your church group, that sort of thing. So circle prospecting actually is encompassing your sphere of influence. And so circle prospecting is when you actually tell people, talk to them, have a conversation, say, oh, hey, Rebecca, did you know that I'm in real estate? I'm actually a realtor and I can help buyers and sellers. And it doesn't have to be that robotic. It can be more organic. Just asking them what they do for a living, having a conversation with them ahead of time and letting the conversation take a natural course into that real estate conversation. Trust me, it always goes there. I'm not sure why or how it always ends up in the real estate conversation, but it always does. And you can figure out what triggers people into their buying process or their selling process. Make a mental note of those things. And then when you have your CRM or your contact managers list, you can make a note of, hey, Rebecca's having another child. She may be looking to upsize her house. I know she lives further out in the country, so she may not want to move down into the city. And so I'm just going to keep an eye and an ear out and check on her every once in a while and see if she's looking to make a move. Or Laurel's children have gone off to college. And I know that because she and I work together. We've had that conversation. And I want to make a mental note of that so I can put it in her CRM or my CRM for her contact and say, hey, she's looking to probably downsize because she's going to be an empty nester soon. So those are what we call circle prospecting. I'm hoping a lot of you know what an open house is. Believe it or not, open house is not to sell the house. People really think that when you go to an open house, you're there to sell the house. Yes, that is a great concept of selling the house that you're going to be doing the open house at. But for the most part, you're there to get buyers that are looking at houses. This may be out of their price point, the house they're looking at. They may not show up with a realtor. And at that point, they may not be working with a realtor. So again, having that organic conversation with them, finding out how they found your open house. Are they working with a realtor currently? Things of that nature. So when I talk about having all of these conversations, believe it or not, these are what our next term is, scripts. There's all kinds of real estate scripts out there that you guys can utilize, whether it be through our Zach Taylor pages, our Thinkific. There's all kinds of things that you can Google. I'm actually taking a lead gen class myself. It's like a 5-day lead gen challenge. It's free. So why not go ahead and have a free class to learn more? So if you are a 24/7, 7 day a week student like myself, you're always learning and you'll always grab little nuggets from everything that you're watching. And those are where you're going to add to your scripts. The scripts that you get may not be for you, but you can always grab little nuggets from all the little different scripts that you hear and see and maybe use them and tweak them to where it does fit what you need. Our next term is database or CRM. That is your customer relations management software. Ours is Lofty. If you do not already have a Lofty account, get with Mackenzie at admin@zactaylorrealestate.com. She helps get you set up on your free CRM. And if you aren't already using it, you can go in there and look at it and see how wonderful this software is, because not only does it keep your contacts straight, you can also create drip campaigns or timelines for when you're wanting to contact these people. Because believe it or not, contacting your sphere, contacting your prospects, contacting your captured leads on a regular basis is going to be extremely helpful, because I can tell you from experience that not following up one time, I promise you, I kid you not, I did not follow up one time. I missed one follow-up date for one client and I lost out. She went with another agent who just so happened to contact her right when that moment hit her in the brain that she wants to buy a house. And she ended up buying with them instead of me. So you want to make sure that your follow-ups and your drip campaigns are on point when it comes to your captured leads. Cultivating, that is what all of this is. All your drip campaigns, your scripting, your follow-up, that's what's cultivating these leads and making it from, again, number 12, a cold lead or a cold call straight into a warm or a hot lead. So you want to be able to move that cold called person or that cold lead into a warm lead, that's through your drip campaigns, and leading them into a hot lead, that's your cultivating and getting them into that buying and selling. Now, as we're going through these different ways of contacting these leads, specifically if it's a cold calling lead, you want to know what the do not call list is. So we'll be having a link in the email that I send out to you guys later to the do not call list. Because if they catch you calling one of these people on the do not call list, it can be a very expensive mistake. Okay. Just for instance, I know of a very well-known brokerage who's international and nationally known. One agent in their West Coast office, one agent made one phone call to somebody on the do not call list. I don't know what was said or what transpired. I just know that that person did not like being called. They sued, they won, and they got $40 million. Now, again, I don't know what was said. I just know he made a call on the do not call list. The guy sued and he won, and that was the reward for the lawsuit was $40 million. So another way that you can contact your prospects besides calling them is emails, of course. Mailers are very important, because getting out to your lead and your CRM and your list is in many different ways is going to be important, because if they only get emails from Hannah all the time, every week they get an email from Hannah, you know what they may do if they get mad at Hannah? They may throw it into junk. Okay. Now, Hannah is the sweetest person I know. I know she wouldn't do anything to be thrown into junk, because I love getting any emails and seeing all her posts, but you never know how that person's going to react. They may just go ahead and throw you into spam. So throwing a mailer in their mailbox may be another way to say, oh, hey, by the way, I'm a real estate agent. I can help you. Okay. And then, of course, again, the social media aspect of it, friending them on Facebook, friending them on Instagram, or following them on Instagram, getting the word out that you're a real estate agent, that you can help them buy their next investment or their next home is going to be important. But here's the important part about your follow-up. Don't make it all about real estate. Did you guys hear me say that? I did. Don't make it all about real estate. When you call and check on them, when you send them a personal email, when you do a social media post, do something different. Ask a question, like New Year's. What are your plans for New Year's? I'm doing this for New Year's, and I just wanted to reach out to you and see what you're doing. Give them information on every quarter. Give them information on things that they can do to help their current home, changing the batteries in their smoke detectors. Give them set up a reminder for that. Changing the filters in their HVAC system, set up a lead drip for that, and setting up ways of sending out ideas for spring cleaning and things of that nature. That way, it's not all about you and you being a real estate agent and sell, sell, sell. You're giving them value. Okay. So I know one of an agent that I've been friends with for many, many years. She actually has a list, especially in the summertime, uh, that she puts together of all the different summer camps right before school lets out and all the summer camps that open up their registration. In the wintertime, right before Christmas, she sets up a Santa Claus hotline and she lets kids call into the hotline to tell Santa what they want for Christmas. So all kinds of great ideas that you can get from all these different sources to find out. Even Pinterest, believe it or not, Pinterest has an abundance of ideas of non-real estate related campaigns to get in your drip campaign. One thing that a friend of mine does, his name is Chris Cusack. He is a networker. He does technology as a business, but his big thing on his Facebook page is every week, every Monday, actually, I think he does it Sunday night, he puts together a list of every single networking event that's happening in our area. If you're not friends with Chris Cusack on Facebook, you're missing out because, guys, networking is huge when it comes to getting leads. Okay. It's free. All you got to do is get out there, meet people, and talk to them. Just have a conversation. Okay. So he puts together a list of every single event that's happening in our area and around our area every single week. He puts it on his Facebook page. I've got it scheduled to pop up every single time he posts that list, and I put it in my calendar. And I promise you, I probably go to 5 to 6 different networking events, whether it's coffee, lunch, dinner, after hours, ribbon cuttings, whatever the case may be. I'm there. I'm making connections to people that are in my area that are not realtors. They are vendors of people that I may need in my business. But guess what vendors have contacts with? They have contact with other buyers and sellers when they're doing their rehabs, when they're doing their roof, their driveways and garage doors and things like that. And they may overhear the wife saying, "Oh my gosh, I hate this house. I want to buy a new one. Here's Emily's card. She's perfect for you." Having somebody else validate you and your business goes further than any other lead generation that you can do. Okay. All right, so leveraging your sphere. Again, when we were talking about it earlier, this is your family, your friends, your coworkers, okay? These are your kids' schools, your churches, your social medias. Here's the best important one, your gym. If you go to a gym, that's a big to-do of a gym, talk to people. Have a conversation. "Oh, I love your tennis shoes. Where'd you get them?" "Oh, I can afford those tennis shoes because I'm a realtor." Whatever, however that conversation looks to you, those go back to our scripts, just having that interesting conversation with the people that you meet. Again, lenders are a great source for buyers. Did you guys know that? I actually got a sale in 2024 from a lender. Two, actually. Two. I can't believe it. I just thought about it. I got two. One from Juan Flores at Summit Funding and one from Caleb Swayze at Premise. 2 buyers that I got from lenders that I know, like, and trust, and they know, like, and trust me. So how do you get lenders on your list of contacts and drip campaigns? Not only just put them in your list in your CRM, ask them out for coffee. I can guarantee you they'll pick up the bill because they want realtors more so than you want lenders. Okay. Ask them for lunch. I take a lot of my lenders, I'll take them to networking events with me because who doesn't love networking with somebody that you know, like, and trust? Here's the best part about lenders. They will do an open house with you. And it's very important to do an open house with a lender because they are there right there on the spot, ready to make that connection for the loan for that buyer. They have the most important information about loans for those buyers and that house specifically you're sitting in, but it's also a safety benefit. Having somebody else at your open house besides you, somebody that you know, like, and trust, is important because they can be there as a safety feature. I hardly ever do an open house without a lender. And if I end up doing an open house without a lender, I always get one of my friends to do an open house with me. I'll call up another agent and say, if I know they're new, hey, do you want to shadow me on my open house? Do you want to come help me with my open house? And you know what I do when I do these? Because yeah, I may have some business that I can give them, and I look at them and say, hey, I'll even split the leads with you 50-50. Or if I'm feeling generous that day, I'll be like, you can have all the buyer leads that come into the open house if you come sit with me for a few hours. Do you think another agent that you're trying to help won't jump at the chance to sit at open house with you if that means that they can get a lead from it? 100% they would. So this is important to know, is when you're putting everything in your CRM, you want to know who they are. You want to know their contact information, where they are currently as far as location, where they're looking for to buy, what they're looking to buy, what their time frame is. This is very, very important because if you are sitting there thinking, oh, they're not going to buy for another year, and then they end up buying 2 months later, you're going, what just happened? That means you didn't have an in-depth conversation with that buyer. It happens all the time. You also want to know why. What is their why for buying a house? Just like we talked about earlier. If they're having another child, they may need a bigger space. If they are downsizing, they may need a smaller space. If they're bringing their in-laws to live with them, they may need a space with an in-law suite. What if it's their first time buying real estate? Some of my first-time home buyers buy duplexes. Do you know why they want to buy a duplex? They'll live in one side and rent out the other to pay the mortgage. It's great. It's a win-win-win situation. It's a win for you because you have a place to live. It's a win for the person who's renting the place because, hey, you're creating a home for somebody else to rent from you. And then again, it's a win for you because they're paying your mortgage. Okay, so they can always help. So be sure to create all these different drip campaigns to your CRM. The average that they say is 7 to 10 touches before those leads will work with you. Now, these are good touches. These aren't the creepy kind, okay? I'm talking about mailers, text messages, social media. It's not all just 7 phone calls. It's not all just 7 mailers. It's 7 to 10 phone calls, texts, emails, mailers, personal visit. If you have a list of people, and this even goes back to your people you've sold to. Just because you sold them a house doesn't mean they're not going to be another buyer soon, does it? Absolutely not. We have buyer sellers and people who buy a house that go and buy another one for an investment purpose. Or I've actually had this, I promise you, 6 months after I sold them the house, they're like, Emily, we need to sell this house because we don't like the area and we want to buy over here. They actually bought the house originally from me. 6 months later, sold the house that they just bought for me and then bought another house in another area from me. How about that? I kept in contact with that person who bought the house originally from me. And when they told me, oh, I'm just not liking the area, what do I do? I'm there to help them with what? Expert advice, a shoulder to cry on, an ear to listen. You're not always in the selling mode though. Okay. With that particular case, I listened for a little bit. I asked questions. I was there on a regular basis to check up with that buyer to make sure that they were happy. Come to find out they weren't. And the best question I could ever ask them, how can I help you? Not, well, I can find you another house, or I could sell this one for you and you can go move somewhere else. Oh my God, their brain goes, I got to move again. No, ask them a very simple question. How can I help you? That opens up so many more other doors because what if she just wanted to change the wall color to make herself happy? And all of a sudden you're jumping to moving her, right? She's going to all of a sudden shut off all communication with you because you're freaking her out. No, the best question you can ask anybody is, how can I help you? The other thing to think about when you are doing your lead generation and cultivating is ask for an appointment. Ask for an appointment. So I actually have a business or a mailer that I mail out to my expireds. And I don't sit there and bash on why their house didn't sell with that other agent or that it took so long for them to figure out that they didn't want to sell that at that particular time. I just go, I see that you tried to sell your house here recently, and I know what a tough time that is. I would like to buy you a cup of coffee just to sit and meet with you and find out how I can help you. Again, how can I help you? I want to set that appointment. Okay. It's very, very important to ask for the appointment. Okay. Because unless you can actually sit down with your buyer and actually have an in-depth conversation, it doesn't do you any good because just door knocking, having a 5-second conversation at the gym, seeing them at at church, and you're trying to rustle the kids in the car, that's not a conversation. That's not an appointment. You want to actually have a conversation and sit down and make the appointment. So there's actually in that boot camp book that we're going to be emailing you, there is a contest, so to speak. And it's how to find leads, and it's a 4-point system. So you just basically have a sheet of paper and you make a list of all your contacts right here. Okay, just make a list of all the people that you have in contact. You get 4 points for obtaining that contact. So right off the bat, every single square that you fill in with contacts, you get 4 points. Okay. Obtaining a signed buyer's agreement, you get 2 points. Making an appointment, you get 1 point. Keeping the appointment, you get 1 point. So you see how that works? And then at the end of the contest, you can tally up what your score is. And what I do, if I don't have somebody to play this with, I do it with myself each month and see if I can beat my score from the last month. Okay. So you got to set it for 30 days and then you'll do it again or for each month. And then that way you can kind of compare. Oh, I made 150 points this month. Let me see if I can get 200 points next month. Okay. Always shooting for a better number the next month really helps. Okay. Does anybody have any questions so far that we've gone over? Okay. So these are the different online platforms that you can look at for marketing yourself as a buyer's agent. Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. That is important because it gets you out there to the masses, but it also gets you out there to your sphere and the people that you know, like, and trust, right? And so on Facebook, you can do posts, you can do reels, you can do videos. You can actually, what I made a point to do one year, and I've done it every year since, is every morning the notification pops up of, hey, it's so and so and so and so and so and so's birthdays. I don't just go in there and wish everybody a happy birthday. I go in there, wish them a happy birthday. I hope you have a wonderful day, and actually have a message for them, not just the generic one that pops up there. This year, I made it a point that I'm going to make a thing out of Canva, a post out of Canva, to where I can post it on their page every birthday that they have. Okay, kind of make it my branded. Okay, and then when they say thank you, I don't ignore the thank you. I actually contact them back and say, oh, you were so welcome. I'm so glad that you had a wonderful day. Tell me all about it, or whatever the case may be. I'll actually DM them, or if I have their phone number, I'll send them a message and say, I hope you had a wonderful birthday. Tell me one interesting thing that you did today. That gets them to thinking, oh my gosh, Emily really cares about me and my birthday and cares about how my day went. Because not every single birthday goes according to plan. I'm telling you that right now. Okay. Emails and letters are a good online marketing tool. Okay. When it comes to online marketing, CRM helps you with your drip campaigns, geo farming with online ads, and retargeting marketing with Facebook. Just Google retarget Facebook ads, and you'll find an abundance of classes out there that you can take on retargeting your Facebook ads. Newsletters. If you don't want to sit there and have one conversation with which one person, create a newsletter. Taylor, our lovely Taylor Grice, every single month, she puts together some marketing materials for you guys. We email them out to you the first of every month, and it has in there some mailer marketing materials that you can brand to yourself. They have email marketing that you can do, Facebook posts, all kinds of different things that she's created through Canva. Guess what they also have in Canva? Newsletters. Newsletter footprints they have in there, so you can actually create one in there and be able to email that out to your CRM. You want to take it one step further? Get those newsletters printed and mail them out. You want to take it a step further? Put it on Facebook, put it on Instagram, figure out a way to make that newsletter mailing list that much bigger every month. Okay. Different listing platforms that you can look into that you can get buyer leads from: realtor.com, Zillow, sold.com. And now we have an agent toolbox. I think they call it something different now. Here at Priority Title, they have created an agent toolbox that you can use for prospecting on sellers. And we're going to get more into that in the selling listing bootcamp next month. But if you want to get started with the agent toolbox, send me an email, send me a text. I'll get you the link to get over and get signed up for the agent toolbox. Okay. It's great to help with geofarming. Geofarming is where you're actually farming an area online. Farming is when you're just out and door knocking, sending out flyers, sending out mailers to a specific area in town. Like Rebecca, what area of town? I know I'm putting you on the spot. What area of town do you focus on? You can just unmute and tell us. Oh, did we lose you, Rebecca? So if I'm not mistaken, she works in the Dunlap area. And Hannah, what area do you focus on with your marketing? I think Hannah might have signed off on us, but I think Hannah focuses out in the area where she lives, because she has a little farm out where she lives in, I think Dayton is, if I'm not mistaken. But that's the point, is that they're focusing on those different areas that they are more familiar with. So your follow-up tools, Constant Contact, MailChimp, Lofty, those are some great CRM follow-up campaigns, or CRMs. Using your drip campaigns inside those CRMs is what is very helpful with your follow-up. Okay. On your social media, let's talk about that for just a moment, on what can you do to make and to post on social media that makes it to where your name is out there all the time. Well, you can post polls and quizzes. Depending on the quiz that you create, you can get an even deeper insight and dive deeper into your audience and what they're looking for and how you can serve them better. That's the best piece that I could ever tell you guys, is if you create a quiz or a poll. Like I used to do Million Dollar Mondays, and I would post 2 pictures, an A and a B, or I'll post 4, A, B, C, D, of kitchens or bathrooms or houses, like $1,000,000 looking photos of different styles, and be like, pick the bathroom that you would prefer. I'll start, and I'll make a comment. That way everybody can see my comment, right? So those will give you a deeper insight of what your friends on Facebook or your contacts on Facebook or LinkedIn or Instagram or TikTok, what they're looking for, right? The deeper insight of what they like and what they're looking for. Another one I forgot to mention earlier was LinkedIn. LinkedIn is huge for getting buyers, believe it or not. That's the listing challenge that I'm doing starting next week, is a LinkedIn challenge. And if anybody wants to join me on it, you can just email me or text me, and I can send you the link. It's free, and it's after this class every day for like 5 or 7 days. And it actually shows you how you can use LinkedIn in a deeper manner in finding buyers. Who wouldn't like that? It's free. I love that word. That's the best word anybody's ever invented. Using your listing platform to create real estate videos. Okay. Instagram, I would create a video every single time I did an open house. I created a video. And what I did with my open houses is, a few days before I'd go out to the house, I'd create a video inviting everybody to my open house, show them just a couple of little interesting pieces about the house to bring them into the house. And then at the open house, I'd post a video saying, hey, we're here, come join us. We're ready for you, whatever the case may be. And then after the open house, I post another video of, hey guys, it went so great today. We had X amount of people coming through here. If you didn't make it, and you missed out on today's opportunity, don't worry. You can call me, email me, blah, blah, blah. And I keep going and give them my contact information on how they can come see this beautiful house. So right there's 3 touches that I just did to my contact list just with one open house. Now, if you're not already doing this with your open houses and going and door knocking the neighborhood, you're doing your open house and your buyer's list an injustice, and your listing list an injustice, because door knocking the neighborhood before your open house, and it doesn't even have to be that, hey, come see my open house. It could be more of a, hey guys, I just wanted to come by and apologize. On Sunday, we're going to be having an open house, and there's going to be an extra traffic coming through this Sunday. And I do apologize that we're going to have a lot of traffic this weekend. That they're going to be going, wow, she's expecting that many people coming to her open house. I want to go see this open house. Now I just intrigued them to coming to the open house. I not only put out flyers to those that don't come to the to the door when I door knock. I put them on their door if they don't come, or I hand them to them if they open the door. But I also put signs out at the front of the neighborhood, through the neighborhood, in front of the house, but I also have those silly flags that wave in the air. Open house, agent on, what is it? Agent inside or something like that. And it gets their attention of, hey, there's an open house going on here. There's something interesting happening there. Who was it that was telling me? In the summertime, I have an agent friend of mine that brings an ice cream truck. She has one of somebody that comes out with an ice cream truck. She gives them little coupons when they come through the open house. They get a coupon and they go get an ice cream cone. And then at the end of the day, however many coupons or how many tickets that ice cream truck driver gets, he gives them to her and she pays them. So she's not pre-buying a whole bunch of ice cream. She's only buying what people actually get, right? Somebody else does a food vendor, like a food truck. On Cinco de Mayo, I did a Cinco de Mayo party for one of my open houses. We had all kinds of Mexican food and margaritas, of course. Just saying. In the wintertime, I'll do a hot chocolate or a coffee bar. In the summertime, I'll do sweet tea or mimosas, So having different things to do at your open houses is very important. Okay. And then, of course, posting all these ideas. Some more posting ideas that we have are real estate trends, a market update. Johnny Petty, one of our agents here at Zach Taylor Real Estate, I'm going to dote on him for a second, and I hope he listens to this video later, that knowing that I doted on him. He does a fantastic post every single month about the market update. He's got this beautiful picture that he puts up there that is a attention grabber, and then he posts about the market update of the area that he's working. Okay. Post reviews. Why not? Right? People are saying wonderful things about you. Get it out there, because I can guarantee you, this is actually true. You will have 10 people that would love to say mean things about you, but you'll only have maybe 2 or 3 that say good things about you. It's everybody. It's not just you. It's me. It's stores. It's restaurants. People are more likely to pick up the Yelp review when they have a bad experience than they are a good experience. So why not go ahead and put out there your good reviews, right? Educate your buyers. That's what I was talking about earlier, is don't just start talking about, I can help you buy and sell. I can help you buy and sell. I can help you buy and sell. Post things that are helpful to those buyers. Events that are happening around town, restaurants that are great to go to during the summertime, during the wintertime, or whatever. I have another agent friend of mine. Every month, she picks one restaurant to spotlight. They do videos, snippets of them going in, sitting down at the table. They do a little snippet of the menu. They do a little snippet with the waitress or the server, and them ordering the food. They get to do a little snippet video of the food itself. And then they close out the video with their review of the restaurant at the end of the video. So that wasn't about real estate, was it? But it gets your attention. Okay. But again, follow up is important. So following up after your posts, anytime somebody comments on your post, follow up with them. Put them on your calendar to follow up with them in a couple of days. Don't follow up right there after the post. Follow up a couple of days later and say, oh, hey, Cindy, I really loved your comment on my post, and I saw that you picked kitchen letter B for the kitchen that you liked. Tell me more about why you picked that. Just having a conversation with Cindy, finding out deeper and deeper of what she's looking for. That just might be a pipe dream of a kitchen that she likes and wants, right? So all kinds of different things to get your face and your name out there, okay? There's a reason, in case you guys didn't see the post this morning, but there's a reason why Zach Taylor, myself, and Grace Frank got in the top 5 for North Georgia's Best of the Best Awards this year. So coming January 13th, we're going to get you guys to start voting for us to see who can win Best of the Best. Zach Taylor Real Estate is company, and Grace and I are up for the agent Best of the Best. Okay. So things that you can do as far as emailing and letters to your buyers, to your CRM. Geofarming, like we talked about. This marketing strategy involves focusing on a specific area to lead generate, kind of like we were talking about, where you live, where you play, where you work out, things like that. And being able to build your brand recognition through social media ads, posts, direct mailers, newsletters, and postcards. That's what geofarming is in a nutshell. Listing platforms, you want to create your real estate videos, and then of course doing all of your social media posts that are not real estate related. Here's another good thing about finding buyers. Go to networking events, BNI, chamber events. By the way, Zach Taylor Real Estate is a member of the Chattanooga Chamber and all the different chamber areas around town, Ooltewah, downtown, East Brainerd, all of them. So if you go to the Chattanooga Chamber's website, right there on the front page of the Chattanooga Chamber website is their event calendar. All of those events are free for you. You just put the company name, Zach Taylor, when it asks you, when you register, and that we are a member. Okay, we've been a member since October of last year. I signed us up to make sure that you guys can get free networking events. Okay, go to real estate meetups. There's actually a real estate investor meetup tonight that I'm going to. Investors are great buyers because they don't buy just once a year. They buy multiple times a year. So getting in with investors is a great opportunity. Now, not all investors are going to use real estate agents. I'm just going to tell you right now. A lot of them are going to try the for sale by owner route first, and then they may work with a real estate agent. They may want a real estate agent that offers a lower commission the first time to try them out. You might be able to show them your value and then negotiate at a different rate the next time you list with them or buy with them. Okay. But for the most part, investors are good. You just have to work a little bit harder at getting them on your list of in your CRM. Okay. But here's the most important thing that I can tell you. Oh, and trade shows. By the way, we did a trade show back in November. 150 real estate agents came through because this was real estate agent geared. And I got us a booth there, and I got the business cards and had conversations with about 150 agents. It was my opportunity. I didn't have a conversation with every single one of them because some of our Zach Taylor agents went. I had conversations with them, but I also had conversations with all the other agents that came. And now I have their contact information to where I can do what? I can do a drip campaign with them because they're not going to buy from me like that, right? When I mean buy from me, they're not going to sign up with Zach Taylor Real Estate like that. I need to cultivate them. So finding agents is just like cultivating buyers. Okay. But going to trade shows, you don't necessarily have to have a booth to go to a trade show. Just go to the trade show as a guest, take lots of business cards, lots and lots and lots of business cards. Have conversations not only with the people that you run into in the aisles, but with the vendors. Because again, your vendors find your buyers a lot easier than you can because they're working for these people on the house that they're currently living in, right? And then guess what they find out? Oh, Mrs. Smith doesn't like her house anymore. They're looking to downsize. They're fixing it up to sell, but they don't have an agent right now. Here's Emily's card. Because they know, like, and trust me. So something to think about is creating a game plan. All of this stuff that we've gone over today is great. Learning it, living it, loving it is awesome. But actually having a game plan and putting it into play is important. So I have a motto. My motto is if it's not in my calendar, it does not get done. And it's true. I've had so many networking events that I went, oh man, I wish I would have remembered to go to that one because it wasn't in my calendar. I didn't go. Okay. So putting it in your calendar, create a calendar that is a lead gen calendar or a buyer's lead gen calendar, whatever you want to call it, and set your blocking schedule from 8 to 9. Respond to emails, follow up on leads, organize your database, build business growth, or prep for lead generation. From 9 to 12, do your lead generation. From 12 to 1, do your lunch break. Always, always, always schedule a lunch break in there because if you don't schedule it, guess what, guys? It doesn't get done. From 1 to 3:30, that's when you want to schedule. Oh, I didn't mean to raise my hand there. From 1 to 3:30 is usually when I set my schedule for when I want to see people. Okay. So that's when I have my time blocking is to from 1 to 3:30 every day. And then from 3:30 to 4:30, responding emails, follow up on my phone calls, follow up on all the leads that I got that day. And again, business growth. And it could be something as simple as watching a video on how to set up a IRA or a video on how to figure out my goals for the month or the goals for the year, anything like that. And then from 4:30 to 6 is usually, and the reason why I put it 4:30 to 6 is because 99%, I should say 89% of my buyers work during the day. And the only time they can go see properties is between 4:30 and 6. So that's when I set up to go and actually show these houses to my buyers. So again, going through your open house idea is do open houses at your own listings, advertise. If you don't have a listing, find out from an agent that's in Zach Taylor if you can do an open house for them. Real quick, can you do an open house for a for sale by owner? Can somebody answer me that question? Can you do an open house for a sale by owner? If somebody's listed their house for sale by owner on Zillow or on Facebook, can you offer to do an open house for them? Anybody know the answer to that? The answer is yes, you can. You can do it for free. 99% of the time, the seller wants you to do it for free. There might be a time when they say, okay, I'll pay you to do it, but that very rarely, if never, happens. But you have that conversation with them and say, hey, I don't have a buyer right this second for your house, but I can do an open house for you, do the marketing for the open house for you, sit here at the open house and walk people through your open house for you. But if anybody that comes through the open house buys this house, would you pay me a commission? And if they say yes, that's when you negotiate what your commission would be. Your setup with your open house is going to be your yard signs, your flyers, putting out snacks and drinks like we talked about. Here's the most important part for your follow-up. Do a sign-in sheet, whether it's an electronic sign-in sheet or a piece of paper and a pen. That's really important. I always create a flyer, a brochure, or a snack that I can attach my card to give them to take home. Okay. Now, we've talked about all of this wonderful marketing online. What about our traditional marketing before online happened? We had yard signs. So a few years ago, when another brokerage firm started, one agent created a yard sign that ruffled a lot of feathers with other agents. And it basically said, why pay 6% commission when I'll do it for 4%? That caught so much attention that this agent is skyrocketing with his real estate business just from doing yard signs. Now, here's the important part. When you're doing all of these marketing pieces, make sure you're following the advertising rules and regs that Tennessee and Georgia and Alabama, depending on what state you're licensed in, has. Second thing is follow what the city and county guidelines are for placement of these yard signs, because there are certain areas that you're not allowed to put yard signs in. Okay. Also, the subdivisions like Reunion, you can't post a sign in the subdivision, Reunion subdivision. You have to follow their guidelines of what sign you can post. You can't door knock in there, no solicitation, right? So you got to follow all the rules and regs of all of these things so you don't get in trouble. Okay. Directional signs are important for when you're selling the house, when you're doing the open house, things like that. And roadside signs, like we were talking about, that agent did, of advertising himself as a better agent or a more economical agent for some sellers. Okay. Now, billboards are a good option. They can be very costly. There's digital and traditional billboards, and they're in most areas. But what area do you want to be in? Right? Of course, the more traffic that sees the billboard's going to be more expensive, right? So sometimes I've seen teams get billboards. I've seen brokerages get billboards. And so then you can also do the smaller billboards that have multiple listings. That's the digital one. Those are a little bit more economical. Is there a way to add a for sale by owner open house to the MLS? No, there's not, because you don't have a listing agreement with that seller. You could offer them a list only or entry only listing agreement, which means that they would have to pay you whatever it is that you guys negotiate. You see it all the time with companies like List for Freedom or List with Freedom or for sale by owner. There's all kinds of different listing only or entry only listings. And it basically says, I'm only putting this in the MLS for this amount of time. The seller has to create the verbiage and the seller has to provide the photos, right? That's what the entry only listing piece does. And then at that point, you can advertise the for sale by owner open house in that MLS. But without the listing agreement, no, you cannot. However, you can list it on Facebook Marketplace. And if the seller has it listed on Zillow, they can post the open house on Zillow. Okay, so Hannah says, what is the best way to set in stone the agreed upon price if they agree to pay me to do an open house? Would I just need an email documentation, or is there an agreement of some kind? So yes, for sale by owners. So it is the one-time showing agreement that you would do for them. I'll get you the exact code when we start looking at the forms here in a little bit. But it's a one-time showing agreement that you would do. It's not the touring agreement. It's the one-time showing agreement on the listing side. So great question, Hannah. So some more traditional marketing ideas when you're advertising: flyers, brochures, business cards. Guys, did you know that? Your business card is a great piece of advertisement, whether it's a digital business card or a traditional paper business card. And then, of course, swag. Okay. And what I mean by swag is, look at this. This is a mouse pad that I got printed at Vistaprint that has the Zach Taylor logo on it. People do mugs all the time. This is the chamber mug. This is that Zach Taylor mug that I had made. Pins, hats. Here's a couple of Zach Taylor hats I had made. Okay. So all kinds of different swag that you can make, and it's cheap through Vistaprint, as long as you're following the advertising guidelines. Okay. Because everything that's in advertising it falls under that advertising guideline. Your print marketing, newsletters, magazines, geofarming, and newsletters. So there's magazines out there that you can advertise in. There's newspapers you can advertise in. One thing to think about, it's called Real Producers. It's a real estate magazine for realtors, okay? And you have to be, it's almost like recommended to be listed in Real Producers. And so you basically get other agents to recommend to or nominate you or refer you to the Real Producers to do an article about you. Why not figure out a way to get your history out there? Who knows your history but you? Do your buyers know them? Do your friends and family know your history? How hard was it for you to get your real estate license? How easy was it? How much did you learn? Where did you go to school? All kinds of different information that is out there that you need to get out there, that you can get out there in different genres, okay? They need to know you as a real estate agent before they can know, like, and trust you, okay? So here's another very interesting thing we were talking about when we were talking about working with investors. Meeting them, you can go to investor groups on Facebook. There's all kinds of investor groups out there. There's meetups that you can do. There's Zooms that you can get on with investors, and then online groups like we were talking about on social media. So we have several agents here that put on investor friendly meetups to show you how to work with investors or how to find an investor friendly realtor. I can guarantee you, I could probably go on Facebook right now and find at least one post from an investor asking if anybody knows an investor friendly realtor. Is somebody putting your name down? Is somebody going, you got to call Hannah, you got to call Rebecca, you got to call Bridget? You need somebody out there that is finding those posts for you and referring you and recommending you. Recommendations are huge. Okay. So before we finish up for today, I want to talk to you about some of the pitfalls and how you can avoid them. So some of the pitfalls that we find in lead generation is staying organized. Remember that calendar I talked about? If it's not on my calendar, it does not get done. You've got to set a schedule and stick to it, live by it. Make sure your family that lives in your house know the schedule to where they can leave you alone. We actually would put a sign on our door. Lead generation, do not enter, do not disturb, do not knock. Find a funny sign to put up to tell people that you're lead generation. Follow up constantly. Remember, I told you before they even do business with you or consider doing business with you, it's 7 to 10 touches on average. Okay. You want to be having follow-ups. And I don't mean 7 to 10 touches in 7 to 10 days. 7 to 10 touches may be once a month or once a quarter, depending on the time frame of what these people are looking to buy, right? So that's where your drip campaigns come in. Ask questions. Again, the most important question you can ask, how can I help you? That is the most important question. I feel that any agent asks that and just shuts up and listens and makes note of what that buyer says is going to be a very successful real estate agent. Because I can tell you right now, my closing gifts for my buyers, I listen throughout the entire buying process. I listen to everything that my buyers tell me. So I had one buyer that right before closing, they had a trip already planned to China. So for their closing gift, I got them a bottle of wine that had a picture of pandas on it. I had another buyer who bought 11 acres of land up in Georgetown, who had 2 little boys who, it was right around Christmas time. They wanted to build a farm. So for mom and dad, I got them a bottle of wine, 2 wine glasses, and a little Christmassy wrapping. For the boys, I got them a little play set of a farm with the little farm animals and farm people and tractors and chickens and all kinds of different things that they could sit there and play with at home. That's their own personal little farm because mom and dad have their big boy, their adult farm. The brothers have their little toy farm. So asking and questions and paying attention is really important. Plan ahead. That's again where that calendar comes into play. Okay. But here's the two most important pieces of advice I can give to anybody. I don't care who you are. Don't give up and always stay safe. I don't care what it is you're doing, networking, talking to people on the phone, on Facebook, on Instagram, doing an open house. You always want to stay safe. That's the most important thing. So I'm going to give you guys just a little bit of homework. Now, you guys can decide whether or not you want to do this. It's not mandatory to be in the boot camp to do the homework, but this is going to help you in the long run. I would like for you, when I send you this book, and you can even create this in Word or whatever, create a little diagram or a little spreadsheet. Make a list of everybody in your sphere. Mom, dad, sister, brother, cousins. Just make a list of whoever is in your immediate sphere. Okay? People that you know. Second thing is, I want you to add, if you're, whatever CRM you're using, I don't care what it is, Lofty, Blinky, whatever CRMs you want to use. It's Constant Contact, MailChimp, whatever. I want you to make a commitment to put in 5 to 10 people in your CRM every week. Every week, add 5 to 10 people in your CRM every week. Those are people that you're going to start campaigning to. Okay. This is from your sphere. Ask for 5 referrals every week. Now, does it have to be 5? No, if you feel comfortable starting out at 1 because you're a newer agent, that's fine. Just pick a number, but do it every single week. Now, does that referral request have to be from a sphere? No, it can be from a vendor. It could be from a lender. It could be from a friend. It could be from Facebook, Instagram, anything. Just ask for a referral. If you don't ask for business, they're not going to know you're looking, right? I want you, now this is really, really important, okay? They say on average, if you do 600 words, I follow my madness on this, 600 words a week in social media posts, you will get one piece of business. What, 600 words a week? Emily, are you kidding me? No, I'm not kidding you. Now, words are not just words, guys. Picture counts as more words than just one word. Videos counts 10 times the amount of words than just one word. So don't just post words. Post pictures, post videos. All of these pieces on your social media adds up to the word count that we're talking about. And if you do 600 to 800 words a week, you will gain business. Okay? So I want you to do at least 3 social media posts a week. If you want to start out with just one platform, great. If you want to do 3 on Facebook, 3 on Instagram, 3 on TikTok, great. But guess what, guys? Remember, put it in your calendar. If it's not in your calendar, you won't do it. You can schedule these social media posts to go out. So what I do, Sunday night, Saturday night, whatever night I have scheduled, I create 3 to 5 posts that will go out. And I schedule them. And I do them different days, different times of day, because if I do a post every single Tuesday at 10 a.m., then I'm only going to hit those people who are looking at Facebook every single Tuesday at 10 a.m. Do I only want to hit the people that are looking at Facebook at Tuesday at 10 a.m.? No, I want to hit people up on Facebook different times of day, different days of the week. So at least 3 social media posts per week, per platform if you choose. These numbers are not set in stone. Just do something. Create a follow-up plan or a drip campaign. Okay. Lofty has a drip campaign that you can create, constant contact. I want to take a poll, and I don't know if you guys want to unmute and tell me or not, but those of you who have been in real estate for quite some time that got emails before you joined Zach Taylor, who got regular emails from Zach inviting you to join Zach Taylor Real Estate. Come on, let me know out there, who of you, because we got quite a few on the call today, who among you have received emails from Zach before you joined Zach Taylor Real Estate? I can guarantee you I got at least 20 emails from Zach before I joined Zach Taylor Real Estate. That was his drip campaign. It wasn't Zach sitting there behind the computer typing up an email. Emily, you got to come join me. Emily, here's all this great stuff that Zach Taylor's putting on and doing, and we're here for you, and 100% keep 100%. Da, da. He didn't sit there and write that email every single time to me. No, he put it in a drip campaign, and thousands of agents got the same email, and it made sense to me, so I joined. That's the whole point behind a drip campaign. Is it's automated. You do it through this Lofty software, and it reminds you of, hey, Hannah, you got to call XYZ people, or Rebecca, you need to send out XYZ email if you don't already have it on your calendar, right? So it's a drip campaign that helps you from beginning all the way through to closing. Here's what I'd really like to see happen. Every single Zach Taylor agent, I challenge you, every single one of you, including our newbies, do at least 2 open houses this month. 2. I did 27 open houses my first year in real estate. I kid you not. How many listings did I have? 0. I had 0 listings when I first started, and I did 27 open houses in my first year. And if you don't believe me, I can get my husband on the call and he can tell you. I did 27. Okay. Now, my first year, I did get 2 listings, and I did open houses at those as well. But my first year, I did 27 open houses. So I'm challenging every single Zach Taylor agent, new, seasoned team leader, do 2 open houses in the month of January. Let's see how many open houses we can get done in the month of January, because I want to help you guys get buyers. That's the most important part of this boot camp, is to get you guys more buyers, right? So I'm going to open up the floor, the chat box, my email, my text messages. What questions do you guys have for me after today's training? Any questions? You guys came up with some great ones so far. If you can't think of any right now off the top of your head, be sure to call me, email me, or text me. I'm there for you guys 100%. If you need any type of advice, that's what we are here for you guys. Tomorrow, we are going to be doing boot camp day number 2. It's going to be on the buyer consultation. So we got the buyer. We asked for the appointment. We got the appointment. Now what do we do? That's tomorrow. We're going to help you guys put together a buyer consultation that will blow you guys out of the water. And I want to do one thing. Somebody, I don't care who it is, send me an address. Send me an address of somebody that, or a house that you want me to do a buyer's presentation for. And let's see if we can get you a buyer. Okay, because, or sorry, it says a buyer's name. Just if you want to be my buyer, because I want either somebody that's going to be on the call tomorrow that wants to be my buyer that I'm going to do a buyer's presentation with. Okay, because I'm going to create a buyer's presentation just for you. Okay, so anybody that wants to do it, send me a call, text, email, or put it in the chat, and let's get you a buyer's presentation that's ready to go. Any questions? All right, you guys have your homework. I hope you guys enjoy the call. It's 11:45 now, and we are going to get this video ready for you guys so I can send it out. And if you guys have any questions, please feel free to call me, text me, or email me. I can't say that enough. Okay. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.